that baby off. And hey, what's up, John? How's it going? Welcome to the channel on this nice Saturday afternoon. I got some cool things coming for everybody. Well, I think they are anyways. Yeah, it's kind of a bittersweet, I guess, live. There's, I kind of had a rough week when I got the 71 put back together after I dropped the kill switch video. Things kind of just went downhill from there. Because basically, once I got everything wired up, I uploaded the video, and I thought, well, we'll go out and test it. And I went to, to fire it up. This doesn't have a choke. It's got a 28 millimeter carburetor on it. So you have to choke it with your hand. So I was choking it with my hand. I was pulling on it. And I couldn't get it to fire. And then I pulled the spark plug. And the spark plug, it wasn't really even wet. It smelled kind of fuely, but it wasn't even really wet. And then, when I was pulling on it and I had the spark plug out, I, checked for spark. And we didn't have any, there's no spark on it. So here, I'll turn you guys a little bit more this way so you can maybe see me. But so there was no spark. And so I went and got another plug. In fact, I think this is the one I was running. So, and you can tell when it killed out. Basically, it was almost like doing a what do they call that? A plug chop. But you can tell by looking at the plug that it wasn't. It was actually a little bit on. It was a little bit on the rich side, which is perfect where I like to run my machines. But it didn't have any plugs, or sparks, so I switched the plugs out. Hey, what's up? I'm going to pull the trigger on those Genesis wheels on my 30 degree. Awesome, dude. Awesome. Yeah, I really like the Super Spikes are super aggressive. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. They are super aggressive. And this is the first time I've ever tried these cross cutters, and I'm really super pleased with them. The only time that the short time that I was able to use them before this machine ran away on me, I'm really happy with them. But back to this. So I couldn't get it to spark, and I hate to say this, but when I was pulling it over, it was like it had compression. You could tell it had compression, but it was usually the Easy Starter struggles to flip it over. Yeah, I mean I'll pull a cord out like this far before it'll actually go one clunk. So it used to have a lot of compression, and when I was trying to fire it, I was just able to pull that pretty easy. And so, that being said, I nearly melted this freaking thing down. is what? Hey, what's up, KGM? What's up, Kyle? Glad you joined us. Yeah, right now we're going over. There's more to the 71, more damage, and it's. Like I was telling everybody earlier, it's kind of a bittersweet live for me, because once I got the kill switch installed and wired up and I got the video uploaded, I decided I'd go out and test everything out. And I didn't have any spark, so the coil failed. And then when I was rolling it over, it's like it had like a quarter of the compression it used to. It was like way, way low on compression. I bet it's struggling to see like 60, or I don't even know if it's doing 80. I bet it'd struggle to put 60 on a compression gauge. That's just what the deal is. So yeah, she's hurt, and it's all my fault. It has nothing to do with any of Taylor's products or anything. It's all my fault. I had a servo on there. I didn't have the AGFRC, which is You know, in my opinion, it's the best on the market. I didn't have that on there. That was one thing that was against me, and I did not have a remote kill switch. And the throttle servo failed, and it ran away. And these machines, they don't have forced cooling, so these machines rely on air moving across the cylinder head as you're going across your field, your open space. They rely on that air flowing across that to keep them cool. Well, the whole time that thing was running away, it wasn't really moving across. It wasn't really moving across the field, and there was not, in my opinion, there probably wasn't any airflow flowing across the engine. And that being said, with the amount of load that it was under, the amount of RPMs it was singing, and then when it flipped over, the RPMs even went higher, and that is pretty much what I'm looking at. So, did you try yelling? Hell yeah! I yelled at it plenty. I'm gonna give you guys some pictures of the inside, because I wanted to. I'm gonna bring this. The old 40 GT head back down, because we got some comparison to do. And I'm going to try to do this with you guys. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull the head off the 40. And then we're going to pull the head off the 71. And let me get my light. And I'm going to put you guys in my hand. Okay, so the first one I want to show you is the 40 GT. And I'm going to try to get the right angle of the dangle to see. Yeah, you can see the crosshatch. Let me know if you can't see it, but you can see the crosshatch. It's depending on how much light there's a perfect example of it. Now, in person, that goes all the way around the cylinder. There's some spots up at the top, like right there, that are kind of a little bit glazy. But this is like, in this cylinder, what is it, 3 years or three seasons old? I'm trying to get there. You can really see the crosshatch there. Now let's go over here. And you see, there's nothing there. You can actually, the cylinder is almost like a mirror. And so what happened is I glazed it. It got hot. This pipe is blue, clear down to here. That's 6 inches from the stinger. And right where the stinger connects to the pipe itself, the cone or whatever, it's blue right at that point. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I was talking with Mike during the week. He hasn't answered my last couple questions yet. I'm kind of waiting on that to make a decision. And he's busy. He's a busy guy, so he'll get back to me. It's just, it just takes a little bit of time. So I'm going to wait patient for him and everything. And let's see. My plan was, just to be on the safe side, since I'm going to have to replace the head or the cylinder, I'm going to go ahead. I believe the crank is $200. So I'm going to go ahead and replace the crank. And this crank is also the same crank that was in the 40 GT that ran for 3 years or 4 years, however long it is. So it probably is due anyways, is the way I was looking at it. I don't know how much they refurbished. They probably just put new needles at the top, where the piston connects, because they would have to have taken the whole crank apart to replace the bearings, on the crank journal. So I imagine they just replaced, or John just replaced the needle bearings up at the wrist pin. So I think that I'm just going to go ahead and replace the crank. That way, if the rod is stressed, I don't have to worry about it because it'll be new. And then I'm going to get a new cylinder and pretty much rebuild the engine, I guess. So, and I'm depending on what the weather's like. I don't know how much I'll do of it live because my funds. It's gonna be pretty expensive to do this job. So the cranks, and this is it's euros or European money. It's like 200 E's for 200 euros for the crank, and then 250 for the cylinder and piston and ring assembly. He said approximately, so give or take a little bit. But that's what I'm gonna have to do with it. That was a really dumb, expensive mistake that I made there. I don't know what else to say besides I made a dumbass mistake and it cost me like $550. Yeah, it's not cool. But anyways, what we got going on down? Mike changed the site so it shows. Yeah. And I haven't been to the site or anything, and I haven't, looked up to see exactly how many dollars I'm going to be spending. But I thought about sending it off to him, and I thought about having him go through it because we were messaging about that, and he told me just be careful not to. It's fine that you pulled the head, but don't go any further because he needs it untampered to figure out exactly what failed. Because initially I thought that there was metal down in these exhaust ports, and it turns out it's not really metal at all. I stuck a magnet down in there, and it came back clean. So if it was ring material, I know them. Yeah. Anyways, if it was ring material or whatever, it would have stuck to the magnet. And then I took a screwdriver, and it looked like little pieces of metal down there, and I took a screwdriver and I scraped across it, and it wouldn't move. So it tells me it's just not. I don't know if they're machining marks or machining etches or whatever. The way the fuel was flowing across it, I don't know what the deal was, but anyways, so yeah, so that's what we're gonna be doing for that. Don't beat yourself up, brother. That's the only one you're doing well, man. Yeah, I know. It's so frustrating because I said in the video if it wasn't loose before, it was loose now. Well, yeah, it's a little too loose. I'm gonna beat myself up over it. Like I said, I had kind of a rough week. It's just depressing, just making a stupid ass mistake like that. That was dumb of me, but and I know that if I had this Taylor kill switch on it and I turned that remote off, it would have killed the engine. I know that. Now the other ones on the market, I don't know about all that, but I know that. What was it? Yeah, and that's another thing we'll go over. I kind of redid the battery box, but the Taylor, I don't know if they all are like this, but the Taylor one, it has a relay in it to where if it loses receiver power, no, it's not receiver. If it loses receiver signal, it cuts power to everything. And then you have to come back over and reset this. You got to turn it off and then turn it back on, and then your electronics will come back. And then it's not only until you do that where the relay flips back. Now I don't know if they're all made like that, but I know this Taylor one is, and that one would have saved me. I've been around these other ones. I think this one might have a relay. I don't know. The Taylor one, you can actually see the relay in it. So, I don't know about the Dynamites, but anyways, why don't I go ahead and open up the battery box. So that's what I did with the battery box. Here, I'll get you guys in a little closer. What we got going on? I have a Dynamite kill switch. Yeah, I had one of those. Hold on. I had one of those. It's right here. I've had about every kill switch I've had on the market, and that dynamite one, I think that's the one that failed to kill the Punisher when it ran off. Yeah, thanks, bro. Yeah, so that's what I did with the battery box, and I was telling everybody last week when I went live that I was going to get these small electrical, small tiny zip ties, and that's kind of what I did. You can still see the foam in there, and then what I did with the foam is I just put the kill switch inside. I wrapped it inside the foam. So, and then I kept that there, and everything's pretty sturdy in there. It doesn't move around. So I'm real happy with that, with the way that came out. So let's get you guys sat back up there. Well, yeah, we can set you guys up there, and then what I can do is move this because I got something going on. So right now I have 2 channel members, and they are Mike Cross and Jason Mallory. So what I have here is a virtually brand new 30.5 cc engine that it came on one of my 30.5 Bajas, and the only thing I did when I got it is I just fired it up. This engine's not even ran in yet. I got super bored with it super quick. I don't even know if it ran for 5 minutes. I was like, I can't do this because I was used to my big bores and stuff. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be doing a giveaway. I'm gonna give this engine away, and how I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna do it through a members only video. I'm gonna post a members only video, and you got to be a member to watch it. And then once you're a member and you watch the video, you comment on the video, and I'm gonna have a comment picker that picks out whatever random comment it is. It doesn't matter what comment. It could be anything, just hi or whatever. But I'm gonna have a comment picker that picks out a comment, and then that person that the comment picker picks out is going to be the winner of this 30.5 cc. And I went ahead and took the carburetor off because I know there's people out there that want, they don't want, just a regular carburetor on it. If you want a carburetor, I have a couple to choose from. And then it's not going to have a pipe, of course. And then it's just going to have your bare clutch. It's just going to come like this, unless you do need a carburetor, or you don't have the winner doesn't have one, or he doesn't have a specific his own that he wants to put on it. I'll throw one on it. So but anyways, that's kind of what I'm going to be doing as far as with this engine. So yeah, just go and be part of the garage crew is what the channel member is. And then what I'm going to be doing in the future as far as that stuff is, if you're part of the garage crew, I'm going to be putting up members only videos, like technical videos, a lot of technical videos. So, if you're a member of the garage crew, then you get full access to the technical, videos and walkthroughs, and that's also go into some of my old videos, and I'll turn those to members only. So you got to be a member to watch them. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing with that. And then if you catch me on a live that's not members only, and I'm, doing a tech thing, that's fine. But I'm going to be doing some things with the channel with my members and stuff, because I went for the longest time only having Jason, and then I got Mike. And then, so I'm wanting to improve on my channel memberships and everything and whatnot. So I can't remember. It's been so long since I think there's different levels. I can't remember what the levels are, but the next video I post, I'll clarify, what's going on with that. But Yeah, and I think the membership is like as cheap as like $2. Yeah, $2 a month. So it's not even that expensive. So yeah, that's what we're doing here. And then let's see, we can pull this out. Yeah, thanks, Kyle. So we'll pull this out and we can come over to this thing is just filthy. It needs clean. I need to clean this pull starter off, and how I'm probably going to do it is just drive it out in the wet grass. No, I don't know. I could pull the engine. I really don't want to pressure wash or put any water on this pull starter because it's just, I've never had good luck once you do that. Then they get all dirty and weird. So, well, the mud, the dirt becomes mud and it stays in it. You can't get it all out, is what I'm saying. And the dusty conditions that I drive my machines in, I'm not wanting to, do anything like that. So, but anyways, what else were we gonna go? I was just pointing at this machine because I had this machine out just the other day, and it rips hard. And it's the only machine I have running right now, and I'm feeling the itch to get out and do some ripping. So that being said, and this is, I don't think anybody's, well, there's a video of it out back before I put the Taylor 35 in the, what was it, the Rocat Hybrid. And then I reassembled it in this, and I've done some stuff. I changed some stuff, and it's a little different. I like it. Let's see, running out of things to say. I didn't know how long this live was gonna be. Really, I had no idea because I didn't have much to wrench on. I really don't want to open this engine up until I get parts and I'm ready to do it. The way it's sitting right now is good. Everything's gonna stay the cleanest it can be. So, and then not only that, I gotta pull the engine. I gotta get a new coil. So the 71's gonna be down for a minute. I don't know how long. Maybe a week or two. See if we got anything going on in the comments. Nope. Yeah, I do run them hard, Kyle. I don't know if it really didn't need a refresh though. I mean, I could tell when my 40, I could tell when it needed a refresh. It just, well, like what I was saying, it started pulling easier on the cord, and it didn't feel like it had the I guess the power it used to have. And that's when I went ahead and stepped it up to the 71. And then so I ran the 40 GT for, I think it was either 3 or 4 years. And I ran it hard almost every other day, twice a week, sometimes only twice a week, but I ran it a lot. And what I'm trying to say is it got tired. And I really don't think that this one was there yet. I think it could have gone at least 2 more years. I just simply, plain ass, made a dumb bonehead mistake. I nearly melted it down. It's just like I showed you on the plug. Like I showed everybody on the plug, the tune being a little on the rich side is what probably saved it from scoring the cylinder. It doesn't matter if it would have scored the cylinder, or it doesn't matter. It all needs replaced. I mean, it could have been worse. It could have. It always could have been worse, guys. It could have it could have busted the crank and shot a rod out the side of the billet case. That would have been the end of my channel. I would have been crying for that. So I don't know about all that, but yeah. But it could have been way worse. It could have beat things up against the bottom of the billet head. I could have had to get a new billet head and stuff. But it is what it is. It's part of the hobby, and just move on with it, I suppose. And like Kyle said, I'm not going to beat myself up over it and whatnot. stop the switch because it always fails. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I always have a problem with the buttons popping out. This is a brand new one, and it feels really nice. They're probably all the same, but it came from Mike Taylor. But I had a bunch of them housings laying around. But anyways, that's my problem. The button always pops out. I don't understand how it keeps doing that, but let's see. So, well, guys, unless you guys have any questions or you have anything to keep me going, I'm probably going to go ahead and shut the stream down here. I really don't have much else to work on. I got other projects, but I don't know if that's something I want to start now. Let's see. We got 5 watching. So, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of a shame that happened to that. So, well, anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it quits for the stream and shut her down. And I'm going to have a running video of the Punisher sometime sometimes as soon as the weather straightens out. It's supposed to rain for the next few days, and then it's supposed to get cold, like down into the low 40s, and then it's supposed to warm back up and get almost 80. So it'll probably be in that area. And in the meantime, if I got something else we can wrench on, we'll do that. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the live stream here. If you're not a member of the Garage Crew, become a member and support the channel, and you'll have a chance to win this engine. Brand new 30.5 Rovan. So, and like I said, I can put a carburetor on there for you if you want it. I initially wasn't getting, because I know a lot of people like to put their own. They don't want that, whatever came on it, that Chinese carburetor. So, anyways, yeah. Hey, you have a nice day. Have a good day. Have a good Saturday, Kyle. We're gonna call it quits, guys. Thanks for stopping by and all that stuff. And like, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And don't forget, we will see you in the next one.